What's going on, guys? It's Matt here, and today we're going over my week 1 match against Sam. So, um, originally I'd planned to record this live during the battle, um, like while I was battling record, but my internet messed up right before the battle, and so it was just a lot. There was a lot I was trying to fix before the battle, and so I just decided it'd be better if I just battled, and then I went over the replay. So that's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna go over the replay. And next week we'll try and have the live battle for you guys. So, when I was prepping for Sam, I was super scared of the Tapu Bulu, the Swampert, and the Clefable, which obviously you see he brought. But he also had Porygon 2 and Bronzong, and I figured he'd bring at least one of those. As you can see, he didn't. So I was really happy that he didn't bring one of those two because I was super scared of the Porygon mainly. The Bronzong was also pretty scary, but I had some counters to it. But I was really surprised to not see one of those two in the game. But as you can see, he's bringing the Politoed, Kingdra, Swampert, Rain team. He also has the Incineroar, the Clefable, and the Tapu Bulu. So my team was Tapu Koko, Ferrothorn, Zygarde, Gastrodon, Victini, and Mega Absol. My plan while I was prepping was just leave Ferrothorn and get a Brox, because Sam doesn't have a way to get a Brox. But unfortunately, you can see he has two fire users. He has Incineroar, and then he has the Clefable who gets Flamethrower. So I was like, do I really want to lead Ferrothorn? And so I kind of went through, what I want to do. And I just decided if he leads Incineroar, I can switch out and take a hit with Gastrodon or somebody. If he leads Clefable, I can take a Flamethrower and get my rocks up and then switch out. So that's what I decided to do. I decided to lead Ferrothorn, and he's going to Flamethrower. And as I said I could take it, I get my rocks up. And so here, Gastrodon is pretty much my wall to Clefable. Clefable couldn't touch my Gastrodon. And I had Sludge Wave for the Clefable. So I decided right here just to switch into Gastrodon and take the Flamethrower, which obviously Gastrodon's going to take really well. And then just fire off some Sludge Waves as he sets up his rocks. And then he switches into Politoed as I went for the Sludge Wave. So, right here I was scared. I'll be honest. I was terrified right here because Mega Swampert in the rain wrecked my team because Tapu Koko couldn't outspeed it in the rain and he one-shot him. Ferrothorn couldn't outspeed in the rain, obviously, and he one-shots him. Zygarde couldn't outspeed in the rain. Nobody on my team could outspeed Mega Swampert in the rain. And he one-shot basically all of them except Gastrodon, I think. So when he sent out the Politoed and I had Gastrodon in, I was like, okay, I'm kind of screwed because this is not the mon I want to be in against Swampert when he comes out. No, like if I had Victini in right now, I could just Energy Ball predicting the Swampert switch in. Or if I had Tapu Koko right now, I could Grass Knot predicting the switch in. But I had Gastrodon in who couldn't really do much to Swampert, and if I switch into somebody, he's just gonna outspeed and one-shot him. So I was like, I have to stay in with Gastrodon here, and my only hope is to do a lot of damage on his switch in, and then go for Scald Burns. So I looked up, I calced, and the most that did much, the move that did the most to him was Earth Power. So I decided to go for an Earth Power on the switch in. And as you can see, it's going to do about 40% because it was a crit. I calced it, I think, at like 25%. But it gets a crit, obviously. And so now I just decided to start going for Scald Burns. Because I was like, that's my only hope. He goes for Power Punch, and I was like, great, I really need to get the Scald Burn now. And on the first freaking Scald, we get the burn. As you can see, Scald did 31%, so I probably could have just went for Scald in the first place. I guess I just missed that when I was calcing. But it doesn't matter because I get the freaking luckiest thing in the world, and I get the Scald on the first, or I get the burn on the first Scald. And so now I decided to start Recover Stalling him until the burn kills him. I was like, I'm not even going to play with this Swampert. I'm just going to Recover Stall until this burn takes care of him because I knew how dangerous this thing was, and to get rid of it this early was just super lucky, obviously, and super good for my chances to win this match. So he's just going to die off the burn right here, and as you can see, that burn really hurts. So when he dies with the burn, he decides to go into Tapu Bulu, obviously against my Gastrodon. That was probably his plan all week, was just Tapu Bulu to come in against the Gastrodon. My switch into Tapu Bulu was Ferrothorn, but right here, Ferrothorn was low from that flamethrower. And I think I calced it in a superpower from Tapu Bulu could kill my Ferrothorn. So, I was like, I don't want to switch in Ferrothorn right here because he could die to a superpower, 1. Or 2, he could double into Incineroar, predicting the Ferrothorn. He could double into Clefable, predicting the Ferrothorn. So I was like, okay, well, I brought Zygarde for Bronzong and Porygon. So I was like, I don't really need Zygarde at this point, so I just switch in Zygarde and try and do as much damage as possible to anything on the field as I can until Zygarde dies, basically. So that's what I decided to do. I go in, and after the Grassy Terrain recovery, Moonblast could not kill me, so I just decided to 1,000 Arrows, and it did a lot more than I thought. He wasn't a very defensive Clefable, I think. And then I just decided 1,000 Arrows again and killed the Clefable. So 2 huge threats to my team were gone really early in this match. And then he goes in the Politoed to get up the Rain for the Kingdra. And I just 1,000 Arrows and kill this thing. Obviously, Kingdra outspeeds me now and can just Ice Beam, which is what he does. But I wasn't worried about it. Like I said, Zygarde wasn't really that useful at that point. So I just decided to go in, do as much damage as I could with Zygarde, and let him die. And so when I saw the Kingdra, I was like, got to go into Gastrodon because Gastrodon walls this thing. He couldn't really touch Gastrodon, and Gastrodon can just sit there and fire off, Sludge Waves or Earth Powers or Scalds or whatever does the most. And so you're going to see him switch it into Tapu Bulu as I go for an Earth Power, I think. So at this point, I didn't have the Zygarde to switch into, obviously, and Ferrothorn was my switching all along, so I was like, I'm just going to go into Ferrothorn. So I switch into Ferrothorn, he doubles into Kingdra. So it's like, cool. I can just Power Whip right here because he couldn't kill me with the Draco Meteor after the Grassy Terrain recovery. Go for the Power Whip, and I'm like, okay, I need to save my Ferrothorn, so I decided to switch him out right here. No. I was gonna go for the Gyro Ball and let Ferrothorn die, but he switches into Incineroar, obviously, and I get the Gyro Ball off. And then I decided to save him, so I go into Gastrodon to take whatever move he wants to use. And he goes for a U-turn into Tapu Bulu, obviously. So I just go back into Ferrothorn. I was like, that was my switch in. But this time he finally understands, and he goes for Superpower to knock out my Ferrothorn finally. And so at this point in the match, I was looking, and as you can see, I sent in Victini. And the reason I did that is because obviously he's going to have to switch out Tapu Bulu right here. But whoever he switches into dies to a Blue Flare, I thought Incineroar might die to a Blue Flare. I knew Kingdra would because Kingdra's super low and he takes rocks damage and all that. So I knew Kingdra would probably die to a Blue Flare. And a Tapu Bulu obviously dies to a Blue Flare. So like I can just click 3 Blue Flares right here and win the game. But he's going to go into Incineroar, and it actually doesn't kill. I thought it might after the rocks damage, but it doesn't. And it actually is a crit. So I just had to go for it again. I don't think I noticed the crit because I don't think I would have done that again. I had another move I could have used. But then he goes into Kingdra. I just decided to Energy Ball. Then he goes into Tapu Bulu, and I fire off the Blue Flare and kill this Tapu Bulu. And so that was it for week 1 of the NABA for the Matt's Mudkips. So it was a super close game. The 4-0 does not show how close this game was. That Scald Burn on Swampert was super, super lucky for me, and super important for me, actually. So the fact that I got that Scald Burn was super key, and yeah, his team scared me a lot. I was texting some of my friends that are also in the NBA, and I was like, man, Sam's team's super scary, and they were just like, yeah. But Gastrodon, unfortunately enough, was a good enough wall. He kind of walled a lot of that team, and Ferrothorn could do some stuff, and Victini just kind of coming in and cleaning up at the end. So Tapu Koko and Mega Absol did not even touch the field, which I'm surprised at. I brought Mega Absol with Swords Dance and some coverage moves to kind of set up sweep, and Tapu Koko was there to handle a lot of his team, but Tapu Koko never even came on the field. So pretty solid match first week, super close, and obviously I'm going to try and not have to rely on luck in the later weeks of the NABA. Because that match definitely came down to that scald burn. I think if I don't get that scald burn, Swampert was about to run through my team. So yeah, but that's it for week 1 of the NABA. And so the rest of the week 1 matches are going to be going up on this channel, and all the rest of the matches for the weeks to come are going to be coming up. So yeah, I'll see you guys later.